Hey, this is Cameron McManus, and today we're going to be going over the flight deck checks on the Cessna 172. We're going to be using that poster right there. Alright, so first we're going to talk about the components we're going to be looking at. So here is your PFD, here's your MFD, your airspeed is here, your altimeter, and then your vertical speed is right there. Compass card, that's where your direction is. This is your main attitude indicator, it takes up the entire background of the screen. There's your standby attitude indicator. There's your standby airspeed indicator right there. There's your standby altimeter. Obviously this is a poster, so you just have to play along a little bit. The MFD is where you'll check the date for the GPS data, and then after you check the date, it'll be over here. You hit any button or any key. We've all done that. Next, you'll come in and enter the frequencies up at the top there. There's a blue square on this one, so that's the one that you're actually changing with this comm wheel. So you spin the comms or the wheel around and it'll change what the frequency is. And then when you're have the correct frequency in and that's the one you want to use, you hit the arrow key right here and it'll switch it over to this one. And then from there you can change if you need to change, or if you want to hold that one in here, that's fine too. And green is always active. So that is, the top one is active. Next we go and enter our GPS, any GPS information we want. So we'd be doing that through the FMS knob. This poster doesn't have the autopilot here, it has an older autopilot down here. So on the live video in the actual aircraft, I'll quickly be doing that just for reference. And then after that, you check your autopilot. So you would come up here and turn on your autopilot. And then you want to make sure that it disconnects a few different ways. So you want to hit the autopilot button again to make sure that disconnects it. And then you also want to do control wheel steering to make sure that you can just move the yoke around when you engage control wheel steering. You want to make sure that you can override it without that as well. And then you also want to make sure it'll disconnect with the regular disconnect button on the with your left hand, and then also with the electric trim. So after you check the autopilot, you'll check the instruments. So you want to make sure that the airspeed is at 0 on both of them. So regular airspeed and then your standby airspeed. Make sure that your attitude indicator is level. So these little arrows here are level and erect. Same with your standby, level and erect for your standby. And then on your altimeter, you want to make sure it's plus or minus 75 feet of the airfield. So this is reading 850. So wherever Sporty's poster is located, plus minus 75 feet. And also go to your standby and make sure that's plus minus 75 feet of the elevation of your airfield. Then you go to the VSI, vertical speed indicator, and make sure that is reading 0. And then while taxiing, you make sure the slip skid indicator rolls out if you're taxiing to the left, to the right, and then vice versa. And then you also want to make sure that your standby compass, which would be up here, is turning, and your standby compass and the compass on your PFD match each other. So that is it for the flight deck checks.